Hello again, my friends, and welcome back to another Matchday Ticket Live with me, the host, Martin, the Governor Lambert. There are only two rules at the bar. Drinks to be drunk very quickly because you need to be drunk to watch Ipswich. And merchandise to be worn, which you can get on our Teespring. I don't know where I was going with the two rules. It just, bad ideas come to me very quickly. Right, welcome in, guys. As always, I'd like to get your comments on the screen, so get that chat flying. A big shout out to Cruncher's lads who played this morning. I believe Archie, is he in the chat? Archie or Alf? Archie, yeah, got it right. 1-0. Sawston, 1-0 victory this morning. A big shout out. Hopefully, Ipswich Town can deliver a similar type of result. King Kally's Queen says it's a 2-1 Town win. We'll wait to see if she is correct. I just would like 2 goals. That'd be nice. I'm not seeing that in a long while. And of course, we'll preview the team news shortly. If you've not yet seen it, make sure you're sitting down with a drink because the captain's going to surprise you. Julian Summer, does Ward have compromising pictures of Cook? Matt Stannard, legend. Matt Stannard sent me a mug. It is absolutely fantastic. I won't show you what mug I'm drinking from this morning, but it's a really good mug and I will be using it. Matt, appreciate it. Simon, Ward, seriously, absolutely. Lee's in the room, good old Ando. Even Lee Anderson's given up on the season. Like, that's just, when Lee's given up, we maybe shouldn't bother. I don't know. Let's call it the Ipswich Town therapy session. Stephen Parry, the Alex Gilead chairman. Think it's the fact Chambo ain't there, so he's made the most experienced man captain. Don't think next season's captain is here yet. Well, let's find out. Join me this afternoon are 2 wonderful people. First of all, we have somebody who is making their second Matchday ticket appearance. He just recently, it has been a bit of a scene out of Snatch with Paul Cook telling the squad, you, my friends, are on thin ice, and I'll be there when it breaks. Bricktop Coxie, how you doing?
Marvellous, thanks, Governor. Yeah, in point of fact, this is my 4th appearance.
Is it?
Yeah, this is 4th.
Hey, I owe him an intro. Right, I'll get onto that. I'll get onto that. So watching today's mid-table clash. How are you doing, Coxie?
Yeah, brilliant, mate. Yes, been a busy week as it is for us all. Yeah, pretty good. That's the same. That's Martin. Sorry, observation. That's the same mug as usual. That's the old favourite. That's the old favourite Nescafe broken handled one there, mate.
It's like Ipswich Town. It's like Ipswich Town, mate.
Yeah, the wheels don't come off. Yeah, the handles come off on us. Yeah,
it's not leaking, right? So I'm not.
A good analogy. That's not the defence now.
Ashley Bell, how was your football game, Ashley? Let us know in the chat. I hope you won last night. Is it about winning or losing? I don't know. You let me know. You're a Town fan. It's never about winning. To be fair, Downs was begging to leave a few months ago and couldn't play because his head is gone. So maybe he doesn't fancy the armband. EJ Norris, hello, Gov. 1-1 today. EJ, good man. 1-1. I'll take a goal. It's a go start, isn't it? Incremental steps and all that. Stephen Parry, I don't agree. We don't know who hasn't asked others, and they said no. Any player that turned down the armband, I love question marks, right, Coxie?
Yeah, it should be out of the team straight away. Yeah, that's the.
Give me the armband.
Yeah, give me the armband. I want to be. The string puller on the pitch. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Just going back to Cruncher's boys. Well done for the 1-0 win. I'm sure the referee in that game was not biased at all, but I'm sure he played it right down the middle.
Cruncher. He's a straight down the middle kind of guy.
Absolutely, yeah.
He just doesn't do anything else other than call it straight down the middle. I've got
sure,
every faith.
I'm sure he's like Kalina on that pitch today.
The 4 penalties they got were nothing to do with him. That's all I'll say.
Man, I'm gully and techie. You want me, then check me. Just butt me, I'm ready. I need that money in heavy. I'm banging these raps like Pumpy with Shelly. Shell it, daddy, I'm dipping. I said that I'd leave, but I'm back in the kitchen. She pour it, back it, I'm sipping. Feeling away, but she tackling feelings. Man, I'm gully and techie. You want me, then check me. Butt me, I'm ready. I need that money in heavy. Banging these raps like Pumpy with Shelly. Shell it, daddy, I'm dipping. Said that I'd leave, but I'm back in the kitchen. She pour it, back it, I'm sipping. Feeling away, but she tackling feelings. I hit it in scurrying, gassed it. She calls it childish, I call it tactics. White doors on a coupe, but I wrapped it. Got a next one, remapped it, rapid.
I have a mini heart attack every time I play that song because there's 2 intros. That one and one that YouTube wouldn't like. And I'm always worried I've got the wrong one. Always. I'll send you it. And I'm always thinking, please do not have the next transition slide off you. Yeah, it hasn't. How you doing, King?
I'm good, lads. How are we doing?
Bro, I'm excited, Good. We've got Stephen Ward as captain.
Fuck's sake.
Fucking hell.
Stephen Ward's got Paul Cook nudes, isn't he? Let's be honest.
Well, he's got something. We've got Felixstowe Blues, formerly known as Google user. Does Ward being made captain mean he's staying on? I can't comprehend that at the moment. Felixstowe Blues,
I can't see
still too early.
He wasn't good enough in a Marcus Evans Ipswich Town team. You know, in the Yankee Doodle kind of. I like the Americans, man. You know, they're cool, right? But in their team, I can't see them wanting Ward as your first choice of left back.
No.
What is Portman Road now? The care home and retirement homes to get the free iPads and shit. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. When Paul Cook says his teams are about pace and power and vigor and excitement. To be honest, the first player you do think of is Stephen Ward. So you can see where he'd fit in.
He's absolutely exciting, and he goes 0 to 60 in about 10 hours. He's brilliant.
Great line. Cruncher, straight on the line, Coxie. Colin Plum. Honest, if the day is long, that boy. Neil Moles. No. Neil Moles. He's in the room. Leighton Durrant. Bennett's is still trying to control the pass from Tuesday night.
I'm spinning around.
We laugh. We obviously laugh at Bennett's, right? But like you just said, he wants pace. He wants pace. Who else is going to give you pace? We have no pace in our team. We've got Bennett's and KVY. Who else is on that team?
We're halfway there. We're halfway. Yeah, I'm getting up in a second. Yeah, we're halfway there. We're halfway there, Coxie, to a bit of Bucks Fizz. Because that dance routine, they always spin around as well. We've got Nolan, you've got Pennitts, they're constantly spinning. Just need 2 more members of it. We got it, mate. Right, team news. Here we go. Holy retains his position in goal. We've got a 4-2-3-1. Paul Cook, I think, has said to them, I'll play it your way. The players have said we haven't got a way. So he said, fine, we'll go back to my way. And here we are. Vincent Young at right back. I think Ben Adams is somewhere doing a sweepstake on how many minutes. Wolfenden, McGuinness, Ward back 4, midfield 4 of Bennett, Bishop, Downs and Edwards. And then we've got Dazelle behind Norwood, but it could be Bishop behind Norwood. It could be anybody. But Teddy Bishop, the guy who had the voice note apparently. Anyway, I'm not going to go there. That's here we go.
Just listen out to Paul Cook telling him to run, isn't it?
Yeah. yeah, it basically was right. It wasn't a voice note anyway. It was nothing to do with it. It was just a couple of lemons in the old lemon tree falling off. Right, where do you want to start? Let's start with the obvious. Stephen Ward. Not only did he start at left back, he starts as captain. Where are we on that one, guys?
I'll let you go first, Coxie. Brick top.
Well, it's a bit of a surprise to me. Both one that he's playing and. That must be, as somebody put in the chat, he's one of the most senior players, he's with his age and his game experience. And personally, I would have given it to Downs, continued that vein. Chambers out. The Fisherman's favourite is out. So obviously Dazelle's going to be copping the Fisherman's wrath today, probably. Hopefully
Kally, modern day captain doesn't matter, does it? Arsenal played for a whole season near enough without having a fixed captain. It's just a administrative role, isn't it, at this point?
Do you mean Arsenal won't qualify for Europe, that team?
Yeah.
It's not their own ambitions. No, bollocks. You need a captain, right? I don't agree with having, I can give 18 players the captaincy. Just switch it around. Doesn't matter. Bullshit. You have a captain, you name a captain, you have a vice captain, and that's the way it stays for the season. There's other leaders in the team. Absolutely, you need leaders to rally around you. I think Stephen put it in the chat about saying Ward was. The most experienced person. I get that. I'm not a massive advocate to make Downs the permanent captain. Maybe as a vice captain, I think he needs to learn. If this is a free hit, then maybe you could argue give it Downs for the rest of the season, see how it goes from there. But yeah, Ward's probably the most experienced head. He does talk, but he just shouldn't be in the team, should he?
Well, no. Kenlock's back on the bench, so if he's fit enough for the bench, shove him straight back in, right, Coxie?
Well, in Cook we trust at the moment after the passionate rant statement from the press conference. This is what we expect for. And what was said, with you in the show last night was, is he going to drop Chambers? Well, he has. That's.
He has.
He's backed up what he said. He hasn't just talked the talk; he's walked the walk as well.
If Chambers doesn't play next, we've got a game on Tuesday as well, or is it next?
We
Saturday?
have, yeah.
If Chambers doesn't play at Northampton, then you can say he's dropped.
Yeah.
Right.
Until then, it's rested, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, this happened before. It's just, it's one of those. It's like the team doesn't scream goal, never has this season. Let's be honest. Edwards for me has to have a big game. He's got to have a big game, and Bennett's, but Bennett's is still learning his game, I guess. And then the man does. Come on, man. He's got to be knuckle down now and actually be like, look, let me drag this team. Let me show what I'm about. Adam Fisher's coming after him.
Adam Flatt. Oh, I'm no spring chicken. It's true. I have to put my teeth into dew, and my old knees have started to knock. Just got 2 miles on the clock. Stephen Ward pre-match. Mike Brown. He's resting Chambers, or he wouldn't be on the bench. Stephen Parry. To be fair, I don't see any leadership on the field. Jem says they all need big games. I agree with that, Jem.
How we've been saying that every week.
I do feel sorry for Miles. I do feel sorry for Miles Kenlock. Because
is he match fit to give you 90 though? Because he was
on the bench
before.
Don't sit on the bench then.
Well,
you've got 5 subs. Like, get 60 out of him, get 45 out of him. Like, if it's a young, who's had only 2 years out, and then another injury, is he much better?
But then maybe that plays on Cook's mind as well, because remember he threw Vincent Young straight in. He brought him on as a cameo, and then the next game he started him, and then half-time he had to go off with a hamstring injury, and this is his first appearance since then. Our sports science and physios are shit. They're worse than, I've got Leamington FC down the road. They're worse than them. Right, and that's a big thing that Brett and everyone else need to start investing in if we're going to be proper. Because how many times do we see players leave here and they're injury free? Goldrick, Webster, whoever, right?
And they will. There's not a single area of the club they won't in. They're here for success, etc. I just think I see so many players, Bricktop, like Drinan. I'll name him. Not in the 18. Praise the heavens, but I see so many players like him, etc., get so many opportunities to get it wrong. But yet players like Miles Kenlock are given fleeting chances. And even when they do take it, like this recently, he was brought off at Fleetwood for nothing that was his own. The whole team was bad that day, not just him. Yeah. And again, he's not put straight back in. Some players like him always consistently never get the rub of the green, do they?
No, I do see your reasoning there. They don't give any sort of time. That some seem to get time and get forgiven, and in this individual's case, he was, as you said, he the whole team was crap, and crap many times this season, including Tuesday night, which was probably the lowest point of the season. It took over from the Northampton game, but there's no, being a common sense thinker, you think, well, where's his chance to sort of get a bit of consistency? And absolutely. There's no logic behind it.
I'd be,
But so Zell, how many chances has he had to foul? It comes down to obviously positional and who you've got else in the position. I just don't see Stephen Ward being any better than a 75% fit Miles Kenlock. I just don't.
The only justifiable reason I can think Cook has got him in over Kenlock, injury aside. So say there's no injury and Kenny can give you 60 minutes or whatever. The only thing you do there is you look at that team and who talks, who is going to be talking. Fair point. Ward, I think Ando said it before that, Ward and Chambers, when he went to watch a Burton game at home or whatever, that, you could hear him quite vocally. And we've heard him on the iFollow. Ward does talk. His talking is better than his ability. And that's the truth of it. But, for me, Kenlock should be our first choice left back this season, and I would have him as a deputy to a left back next season. I certainly wouldn't be having Stephen Ward here next season.
Yeah, no, me neither. McGuinness, Wolfenden, Finn and Lille, 2 centre-halves. They're returning since... Was the last time they played together Sunderland away? I want to say it was, but there probably was another instance after that. Everyone needs big games today, but particularly Wolfenden, right? He came out and said average season for him at best. I've said he's not a right back, play him centre. Now he's at the centre half of McGuinness. Kally, how big of a game does he really need? Because he is our player, both now and next year.
Yeah, absolutely. I've rated Wolfie coming out and talking so honestly or whatever about his form. Fair play to the lad for that. He's got to be massive. He's got to have a big thing because, like you said before, if we're talking about football club, we're talking about business. That's the resale value there. at the moment his resale value is next to nothing. Whereas last season in the summer we were saying, you know, £3, £4, £5 million or whatever we could potentially get for him. We'd be lucky to get, you know, £1 million for him now, or any type of 7-figure deal. So having him here, you know, if he's going to use his next 6 games to find his form, I 100% agree he's not a right back. Right, he's good on the ball, doesn't make you a right back. You know, he is a good ball playing defender on his day. I just worry that pairing of Phil and Lil is not a great pairing. There's no experience there. The only experience you got there is Ward, who's on the other side. KVY is new, coming back into it. He's like a new player after 2 years, right? So he's still finding himself again. I just it's a concern, because there you go. Who said that? The photography one. That's the one.
Wolfie is a confidence player.
Spot on. Right, they need to have that confidence. And if you look, when Wolfie played with Toto, they did well. Or when Wolfie played with Wilson, he did well. When McGuinness played with Wilson, or when McGuinness played with Toto, they did well. So you had that experience that younger player could rely on. Them two today, that is a worry, because Charlton just going to attack from the very off. And both of them, the problem with that is both of them will want to be like, actually, I don't want to just hoof it. I want to find a nice pass here. But that can be dangerous. You know, playing out from the back, and has in this season, bit us in the arse.
Mm.
So that, you know, it's got to be do the basics, and, you know, come through the game, have a good game today, and build up yourself for the rest of the season. That's the best thing you can do. On
the face of it, Johnny, you know, what Johnny says here, Coxie, is quite correct. Let's see if Bennett can run with the ball today without tackling himself. But
it was a great tackle, though. It was a great tackle.
It was a good tackle for the ball.
But, you know, your two wingers today are a bit fast. They've got some pace, got some ability. If you can get Vincent Young bombing down that right side as well, you won't get... Maybe that's the thinking, you know. Maybe Ward's and a player of the handbrake on. You can argue that's probably because of how old he may be. But if you go to a 3 with Vincent Young pushing on, you stay solid with 3 defenders, and then you can go and play in the final third with some confidence and ability and numbers, and you can commit numbers, you know, and try and take the questions to Charlton. Norwood, mentioned yesterday by Paul Cook, amongst a few players such as Troy Parrott, Caden Jackson, etc. Fans have read into that what they've read into that. Coxie, do you want to see a big game from James now and towards the end of the season, and more importantly, staying fit? What do you want to see from Norwood today?
Well, definitely staying fit, but then I'd put other players in that bracket as well. To quote Martin Lambert, I want to see he's a striker. I want to see goals for him. Strikers should sell goals. Yeah, Going back to what you said on that right-hand side, looking at that, you would think there's a hell of a lot of pace there with Vincent Young and Bennett, but you know that's how he is. And the other side, like Kally said, if Edwards gets his game face on today, there's a bit of pace there. They said that you're going to have Ward with a handbrake on. But, there's a potential for quite a lot of pace there.
You just want a bit more pace in that central area, don't you? Really, you know, you want somebody with a bit of turn of pace, because then you can overload. You can get Edwards hugging the touchline because Ward's not going to help out. Yeah. You can get somebody on the underlap. On the other side, you can get Bennett's coming slightly infield with Vincent Young on the overlap. So you can stretch them, ask them questions. It's the issue for me, always has been. Centrally, we're still, Kally, just that fraction too slow. Bishop, Downs, Dazelle, not fast. Not going to hurt teams.
Bish likes to run, as we know. I out of all of them, actually, Bish is probably the only one that you see that can have a little bit of a turn and run at players. Downs isn't that player. Dazelle isn't that player. If we play in the formation on screen, I think that we got a really good chance. I think Dazelle as a 10 is a better suited to us as a team and for him as a player. But I have a feeling it's going to be Bishop behind and Dazelle and Downs sitting, which is just going to make us ineffective. We're going to have two of our best passers in the squad sitting in front of the defence. You know, I want them higher up, really. And the wingers, I'm a bit surprised. I'd hope it's the other way around. Edwards in front of KVY and Bennett's in front of Ward. And my reason for that is Edwards and Bennett. So Edwards is better at the defensive side of it, and he will track back more than Bennett. So Ward will, like you said, be playing on the handbrake. He doesn't need that support. I would have maybe put Bennett in front of Ward so he can go forward. Ward can do the defence, and Edwards in front of KVY so Edwards can cover when KVY is bombing on forward. but it doesn't sit right for me that those wingers in front of those fullbacks.
Mm-hmm. Matt Stannard, Bet Norwood's happy he's not going to have a strike partner who tried to occupy the same space as him. Jem asks, where's Lancaster? JT, half these players are probably down towards when we go behind. David Long, rigid formation of defence and hopefully fluid in attack. The bench surprises me, Coxie. Does it surprise you? Because you've got Chambers on there, who I would hope isn't going to be here next year. That debate can rage on. Dobra, Cornell, obviously the goalkeeper. Then you've got Skuse, who again I hope is not going to be here next year. Jackson, who question marks over him being here next year. Sears, who I hope won't be here next year. And Miles cannot have question marks over him. There's younger players, not featured, such as Lancaster for one. Gibbs is another that maybe could have come off the bench, showed in today's game, last 3 or 4 games, what they've got. Are you surprised at the makeup of that bench?
Yeah, putting it that way. I mean, where the hell is Jack Lancaster? Is he injured? We don't know. Is Paul Cook to look at him and doesn't fancy him as a player? We don't know. It must be that. You have to surmise perhaps that. Yeah, but there's a perfect. I said there's a couple such in the veins as Gibbs. And I know some people said Tyrese Simpson. Well, give him a chance, perhaps. It's perfect to play at least a couple of them in there. The likes of Spears and Skuse.
I just
drop them, give them a chance.
Yeah, it's just Kally. What really can Sears, Skuse, even Jackson at this point show you or tell you that you don't already know about them as players?
Well, Skuse is a legend, so he deserves a 5-year contract, and he's in 5 years' time will be a great player. So don't need to bring him to the debate at all. I think we're done with Skuse on that point. Sears, I'm disappointed to see in the bench. I would have probably had Parrott instead. But maybe this is Cook saying everyone on this team sheet, bar maybe Downs and Vincent Young, maybe I ain't seen enough of you. I want to see you play for the badge. I want to see you do something, because as much as I'm a Jackson fan, he just hasn't suited our formations this year. He doesn't look a happy player either. He'll probably be off in the summer. But coming back to the Lancaster question and stuff, that's a very odd one, because if we look at our wingers, we've got Bennett and Edwards. And then on the bench, you've got Dobra, possibly, who might come on. And then it's square pegs in holes again, so Sears or Jackson to play on the wing. When you've got Lancaster, who has played on the wing pretty well, right? And arguably, some people argue he's a good left wing or right wing. For me, Lancaster can play anywhere between left wing, number 10, or right wing. Certainly better than what we've got available. In the nicest possible way, I hope it's just that he's not match fit or he's got an injury or something. But I don't know. For me, that's the player I'd be thinking about keeping next season and trying to be like, okay, how do we get the best out of him from there? It just doesn't fill me with any confidence. So there's nothing there on that bench where you say, okay, if something goes wrong or something happens, we can make a change. Like I don't see it. I don't see it. Dobra's probably the one that might excite you a little bit, but I think you summarised it perfectly, man. He needs armbands. He's out of his depth sometimes.
Yeah, but you never learn to swim without getting wet. You can't make an omelette without breaking eggs. No, the guy can't lose his armbands without playing some football matches.
Where's Nida?
This is it. These are the players I would like to see as a fan building for next year. Because even if you're still going with eyes of we could make it with the first 11, off the bench, give me some game changers that I'm not quite sure what I can expect. Freddie Sears coming on doesn't excite anybody. Benjamin Dow, kick it in the goal, their goal, not our goal, kick it in the goal. Love it.
Obviously a Frankie Ball fan there.
Yeah, Mike Brown. When we have Gill, while we have Gill, he's going to advise Cook on the players. Cook needs leave Matt Gill alone. Matt Gill's a legend. Julian,
Matt Gill
mark
got the
my
best
words.
managerial record this season.
Next, Brendan Rodgers. Julian Summer. I think when it's mathematically impossible to make the playoffs, we'll see more youngsters. Adam Flatt. Think Cook is flogging a dead horse with this lot. He's throwing shit at the wall and hoping some sticks, regardless of formation or personnel. Michael Finch. You could use egg powder to make an omelette, I suppose. Yeah.
Tastes like shit, but there you go.
Okay, now I'd rather eat the cardboard packaging. Johnny Duncan, just to please Gov, Cook rates Nolan and was looking forward to working with him.
Ginger Pirlo, mate. I'm deadly serious. We are missing John Nolan. Who else makes that run into the box from?
Yeah, but you also say Colchester is a legend. Your opinion gets worse and worse. Right. Bold prediction time. 2 minutes to go. Chat, get busy. What is your bold prediction for this afternoon's encounter with Charlton Athletic? Coxie, you can go first. What is yours, my friend?
I'll go for me Cox as usual. Town 2 at Charlton 1. I don't know where the goals are coming up. Paul Mariner and Matt Holland.
Well, Darren Brent's there today.
Yeah.
Is he? Oh, right, yeah.
Give him a pair of boots and tell him to get out there. Cally?
Yeah, my missus said it earlier, so I have to back her on that point. 2-1.
Yeah.
2-1 Town. Let's go with Manbun Norwood to get a goal. And I really want to see Dazelle score. So, yeah, Norwood and Dazelle.
Free kick.
Although I have a feeling it'll be McGuinness and Ward.
Absolutely. Josh Russell, 4-0 Charlton. Josh, hope you're doing all right, my man.
Jesus.
Colin, 2-3. Colin's going for a 3-2. If there's 5 goals in this game, Colin, be careful here, mate. We're going to know. I'll move on. Tom, don't write checks your ass can't cash. Tom Slater, 1-1. Julian, 2-0 Charlton. No, Matt Stannard, Nolan doesn't run into the box. Here's another spinner. He certainly is. Amy, Spoons. She's at Spoons. Nice. Of course she is. It's Amy. Stiggy, 5-0 Charlton. Dr. Zach King, 1-0 Town. Stuart's gone for a 4-0 Charlton. Amy's got a weird feeling, probably the Jaeger bombs before 12. 2-0 Town. Oh.
Yeah. That's probably the fish bowls he's drinking in with a straw in it.
Probably is. Yeah. We're back up.
The team sheet up, and it is Bish playing behind Norwood.
I don't think it really matters, really, to be honest with you. They're all going to be just floating around doing absolutely nothing. I'm going to say a win today. Town are going to win to keep the playoff hopes alive.
Sorry,
No, this is what Town does. They win, others lose. It looks more realistic, and you start to believe, because that's what football fans do, and then they come and bite you on the backside. Right, we're back at halftime. Then a shortened full-time show, but we're back at halftime. So join us then. Until then, pints and points are definitely incoming.
Sorry, Amy.